Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. Thank you so much for being with us. I just got finished reading The Hobbit. Now, when I was young, I was enthralled with The Hobbit, the Chronicles of Narnia. All of this was even before really I was a Christian. I just enjoyed reading these books, Bilbo Baggins, and this was back probably in the 70s and maybe very early 80s. And there wasn't at that time, at least where I was, a lot of people into them. And so I decided to reread The Hobbit, and I did that because I had heard somebody say that like the J.R.R. Tolkien books were supposed to be the solution to the thing C.S. Lewis saw in his space trilogy, which were kind of obviously fiction, but with some basis in current events. And so I read The Hobbit, and I mean, you can make some parallels with The Hobbit and Christianity. There's probably tons more that I missed at that time. Like I used to miss reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe before I was a Christian. I mean, I was always devastated about Aslan, but I never put him with Jesus, if you know what I'm saying. It's so obvious now, but before it was just like, oh, you know, it's like Frank Baum and Follow the Yellow Brick Road is supposed to be about follow the gold standard, and the people behind the scenes, you know, the Wizard of Oz, big voice, but really they're just human beings like us. But maybe an occult element in there too. But The Hobbit, I did enjoy reading it. I will say that. It was a fascinating read, very well written. And as I'm reading it, I thought, I may have mentioned this in a recent video too on something else where I brought up The Hobbit, that I don't know if they probably have made like an animation about it or something, but I could see with the vivid imagery that it would make for something you know, pretty fascinating in that genre. I'm obviously not a Hollywood guy, and you know, I'm a holiness preacher and all of this, but I could see if somebody did that, it would. But even just the mental imagery that it brought out was fascinating, and in some cases, you know, just the triumph of good over evil. I could see where some Christians wouldn't like it because of Gandalf, whom I'm assuming, you know, the hobbits, what were their, I mean, the dwarfs, was it dwarfs? I get them all confused, but there was dwarfs, I think, that there was 12, so it was like, okay, Gandalf is obviously supposed to be like Jesus in some way, and then the dwarfs are supposed to be this, and they're going to fight a dragon in a mountain, and the dragon obviously had some connotation with Satan, but they had all kinds of things. So, but the ring, and so I started reading The Fellowship of the Ring right after that, and I've quit for right now, and it's just because of a fault of mine that I tend to get bogged down in the minutia, and I'm reading some anniversary edition of The Fellowship of the Ring that is going through, beginning from when he first published it, all of the various errata and misspellings and various things that have come down, and how they'll fix it in one iteration, but that iteration will bring in other ones. And I'm fascinated by all that because I recognize its affinity with biblical textual studies and all of this. Obviously, it's nowhere close to the Bible, and it's not inspired. But I got so bogged down in the errata, I just started reading Pilgrim's Progress. So I finished The Hobbit, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10. I probably give it an 8, 8.5. Some of you will get mad. You'll say it should be a 10. Obviously, it's a classic written by in a Christian somewhat genre. Others will say you shouldn't have read a work of fiction at all, and it's pagan. I understand. You can't please everybody. So what is it, as the King James translator said, even when you seek to please God best, and that's what we do. So, you know, I could see where people would like The Hobbit, homeschoolers would like The Hobbit, that kind of thing. So God bless, read the Bible, that's the main thing. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.